So let's look at the market. It's Friday, November 20th. Gonna check out the market review and post this on YouTube a little bit later. Last week we said it was a really good area to open the strangle. So last Friday was the 13th. Thought it was a good area to open the strangle. I think we had a pump on Moderna's vaccine on Monday. So we're still chopping. I still think it's a really good area. I still think it's a nice opportunity to open a strangle in the market. Going out to as far as like January, mid-January, or maybe January 31st. Because I'm almost pretty sure 100% that the market's going to go one direction or another. So we're looking at the S&P 500 futures. And we're at some resistance area here. And the market's kind of actually coming back down. We're getting a better direction. It looks like it's hit the top and it's kind of reverse. So that's kind of the top area. And got 3 red candles. The last 3 days has just been selling, but not any crazy pressure, just mini selling. And I think that's kind of like the beginning. It could be the beginning of like a reversal downtown, depending on what happened over the weekend.
That's what I like to hear.
But it could go either way. So that's why I say open the strangle, because the strangle position plays both sides, so it gives you that safety net. Now, to win in the strangle is that it has to make a big enough move. So, in this case, a big enough move would mean like it had to hit like 320, 336 for us. If it makes a move between here and here, is no good for us. But if it makes a move to like 335, that strangle is going to pay off very well. It's going to make us a lot of money because it's an outsized move. It's almost too easy sometimes, but it doesn't always happen. So that's the interesting things about strangle. So yeah, this is what we wrote last week. I still think it still applies. We made almost no change from last week. It's almost like a scam. The 13th to now, 5 days later, the market barely moved, especially the QQQ. Barely any movement whatsoever. It's still looking weak. Doesn't even look like it want to go up that much. Today's moving a little bit. Today went a little bit green. What's the dollar index looking like? Dollar index actually has been just coming down a little bit. But over here it's actually setting up for the reversal right here. So I think we actually might be bearish. Holy shit.
I already got my short positions for Monday.
Did you really?
I sold some calls. Spread.
Oh, good stuff.
Spy.
On SPY?
Yeah.
Ballsy.
I hope.
And then we have XOF coming back a little bit. It'd be interesting to see XOF break 27. You're right. Next week's actually a short week for the market.
Short week in terms of days, or
Perhaps both. I'm trying to remember this one time that we had a short week on Christmas as well. Can you believe it? Thanksgiving is already upon us, man. Next week is gonna be Thanksgiving, bro. That reminds me.
I thought every Thanksgiving was bullish.
I'm not sure. We can check that. I'm gonna go buy a turkey later as well. Before the before the rush gets crazy. What was that from Popeyes?
Yeah.
No, man, I make my own turkey, bro.
No, but Popeye's seasons it for you.
Nah, I enjoy making my own
Pre
juicy turkey.
pre cooks it. Bitcoin soars again after BlackRock says it could replace gold.
Yeah, everybody trying to pump Bitcoin, and I just remember last time we had this big pump on Bitcoin, the market was also extremely bullish. It was just euphoric, and then Bitcoin crashed like crazy, and so did the market. It's always around November 25th, right? For the Thanksgiving.
Yep. 24. Check 22, 23.
Yeah, so, okay, so last year. Oh shit, I lost it. Right here. Alright, so last year. Um, oh, it's kind of similar, really. Last year the market was going up, and then had 2 days of selling on November 20th, and then the 21st, and then the 22nd, and then went the holiday, and came back on Monday, which was the 25th, 26th, 27th, and was bullish again, and then December went a little bit bearish. But I mean, I think the technical indicators are different at that time too. No, there's no way we can finish the entire turkey by ourselves. We have a whole family to eat it with. Impossible.
People afraid to hold over the holidays.
I guess maybe people were sell off before the holidays. So maybe today is actually the opportunity to short because people might be too scared to hold over the holidays, and then might get that drop, right? And then there's also Black Friday coming out. They're either gonna say Black Friday sales are great this year, or Black Friday sales has been a flop this year. So it's gonna be interesting. I mean, people also said that usually, Christmas is also very bullish, and people also said, oh, Christmas has always been a Santa rally, but I remember 2018 Christmas was no Santa rally. It was the worst crash ever, and I almost lost my portfolio, man. Got wrecked. And people were saying Santa rally for sure, guys. Buy up, buy up. We all started buying. It was looking good, and then bam, we had the worst crash ever in 2018. It's right here. Santa rally my butt. More like wreck my Christmas.
I remember December last year.
Last year, I'm talking about 18.
Or 2 years ago.
Yeah, you were there as well.
Oh, dude, that was 2 years ago? Damn.
Yeah, wreck your Christmas as well.
No, I don't think so. I think I held through it.
Oh, god damn you.
It's like, what can I do?
I had calls. I had
Buy
a
the
bunch of
dip, yeah.
calls. I actually had Apple calls, and I got wrecked really hard. Hey, what's up, Chansey?
I was investing with options back then.
Oh, you weren't touching options yet?
Yeah, I think I only started options like a year and a half ago.
Oh, okay, that's great, man.
Or like very, very like easy options. Level 1 option.
Let me finish this market review. Let's see, what other news do we have going on today? We had 1.2 billion to the sell side on imbalance. There's also a lot of talk within the last few days about unemployment ending on pandemic unemployment ending on December 31st. So that could be a possible contribution to like the upcoming crash. And then there's also the talk that Locke brought up about how the credit market is drying up. A lot of big banks. Wall Street's been talking about a lot of the big banks and everything. Everybody else was investing in bond, moving their assets into bond to go safer, while selling off stocks to the retail traders. So they're saying a lot of big players are protecting themselves and just like moving their assets to be safer, where regular day traders are still playing with stocks and stuff. And they're basically saying they're trying to unload the bag on us. There's also the talk of Bill Ackman. He said that he's making I think what was like $8 million hedge in the credit market, the same hedge that he made in March before the market crashed, and it made him a lot of money. So he's saying he's doing the same hedge again, but much smaller. Only 8 million this time. I think last time it was like 20 something, 30 something. But overall, this week the market actually does look bearish. So I thought last week was a little bit worrisome because we were testing the top. But this week it's really showing the signals with the crossover downwards. So we got that here really crossing down. And then we got some selling the last few days as well. But overall, I don't really like to short the market. If we see a crash coming, we usually just hedge just to make sure our portfolios are protected, and you can hedge by buying VIX, which is VXX, or even UVXY, or SPXS. So these are all things that you can buy to hedge yourself. You usually want to buy, like, if you have like $10,000 portfolio, you probably want to buy like $1,000 worth of these, just to hedge yourself and be a little bit more careful. And then if the crash doesn't happen, you just end up selling it at a loss. I mean, yeah, the technical indicator right now is showing that like I said before, I think the technical indicator is showing that we're gonna go down. I'm not saying like it could be a big crash, because you can never predict a big crash. You never know what's gonna be like this, because that's an anomaly right there. It's usually gonna test one of these levels. It's most likely gonna come down to this yellow area that's been testing for the last few times. So that's the kind of crash that we're looking for when I'm talking about crash. So it's still gonna be a lot of points, because we're looking at markets at 355. This level is at 335. So it's like 20 points down. So, but I mean, that's the thing with much market crashes. It's I don't like to short it, because we can think the crash is gonna happen next week, and it could take 2 weeks to happen, and that's always happened to us multiple times already. Like even over here, I think it was like somewhere around here. We thought the market was gonna drop, because if you guys are on the stream with us, we always talked about how bullshit that stimulus bill was, the talk, and we thought the market was gonna drop around October, in the beginning of October. Didn't end up dropping till the end of October, and luckily I bought a position a month out to hedge, and it worked out really well. But the market never gives you what you think you want. It's that's why you don't like to short it. I rather always hedge, just to protect the portfolio, and then look for opportunity to buy the dip. Just look for buying opportunities, because there's so many variables that's trying to pump the market back up. From like the quantitative easing, zero interest rate, and all these other bullshit. And just like the Fed being so worried about the economy in general, and then the stimulus coming up. So it's always looking for a dip buying opportunity, never shorting the market. That's one of my big things, and that's something that I made it a plan this year. That one of my bigger rules not to do that. But that's pretty much it for the market review. I think I don't know if we're gonna have any opportunities next week. Maybe we'll get an opportunity to buy some Apple at a lower price. That's always an interesting buy. Perhaps Walmart as well. That's always a good stock to pick up. Such a solid company. We picked up some BABA, started to add some positions here, and we also added some positions yesterday. So we picked up some BABA because we talked about how they had Singles Day. They had really good event. They had a really good number for their Singles Day, which is November 11th. But they were getting hit with a lot of bad news from the IPO, so that really like dragged them down. That's why we went out to January 2021 for BABA 300s. So we're looking for that recovery back to this level. But ideally, I'd probably even get out at 280. And it's already at 270 right now. Had a really good run today. We're at 255 yesterday. That's why I loaded some up. We loaded some up last time around 270 as well. Like around 265-ish actually. So just adding position. It's actually looking really good. The momentum is there. A lot of buying here, so it's kind of showing the reversal. When you get that big buying volume, that's the reversal right here. So kind of like here, or even like here. So could expect a few more days. Everybody's looking for a good Black Friday deal, but you guys are looking for cheaper stocks. I love it. That's how you know you're addicted. Yeah, I think another stock we're looking to add, we started adding position on today, was Oracle. So we added some position for next year in June for 57-ish. It's pretty relatively cheap for $3.80. And looking for it to come back to around $62 with the completion of the TikTok deal and stuff. Or if that happens. It's kind of coming back to this double bottom here. So looking for this to happen. But I think that's it for the market review. I don't have any other stocks we're looking at except for those two. So let me end it here, and then we started the video. So I know where, so I don't have to cut it so much.